Hi guys, welcome back, day 14. Today's practice is going to be based around strengthening, and in yoga it's a little bit of a myth that it's all stretching, stretching, stretching. A lot of the time it can be stretching. However, it's really important that we take the time to strengthen our bodies as well as trying to lengthen them. A weak muscle will find it really challenging to lengthen. So for example, I hear very often, and I used to say this, my hamstrings are really tight, my hamstrings are really tight. But actually, what I learned was my hamstrings were not tight, they were weak. They needed strengthening so that they could lengthen. So, strengthening before lengthening. And guess what we're doing tomorrow? So, today is all about the strengthening. So, we're going to need a strap today, a brick ideally. Remember, you can use a big thick book if you need to, or just something that's around the same width as this can work fine, and any props that you need to be seated. So we're going to start this one laying down in our Shavasana. So get down, get nice and comfortable. Have your props not too far away from us. We will need both of our props in the laying down stages, so that's why you don't want them too far. So settle into your Shavasana. Remember, you can modify, you can adjust this position if you like. And I always like you to give yourself a moment to settle, to let the body settle, to let the mind catch up with the body, to adjust, to fidget. Sometimes we've got in a bit of a pickle even getting to our practice in the first place. So any stresses, anything that you can't control right now, just take a breath in and sigh that breath out, just release it and then adjust again if you need to. Once you have started to settle, we're going to tune into our 3-part yogic breath. So we're going to inhale through the nose, and we're going to continue to inhale through the nose, allowing the chest to rise with the breath, the ribs, the navel. And as you exhale, just feeling that whole softening, that calming, grounding sensation that comes with the out breaths. It might take you a moment to sink in, and that's fine. Take your time and just move and gradually move into that deeper, more opening, more calming breath. Inhaling, chest rises, ribs expand, navel lifts. Exhaling, navel softens. You'll feel the spine melt towards the mat as the ribs melt, and maybe a little bit of softening around the chest and the heart. Inhaling fully. Exhaling completely. Inhale fully. And exhale completely. Continue to sit with your breath for the next few minutes, controlling it, observing it, following the breath. Our breath is a great focal point for a wandering mind. If ever you find yourself completely overwhelmed with thoughts, as we sometimes get from time to time, if you can remember to, just ask yourself, can I just check in with my breath? And just follow 5 to 10 controlled breaths and see if that's useful. For now, just inhale and exhale, establishing that nice rhythm. And you allow your body to relax a little bit further on your next exhalation. And when you're ready, very slowly bringing the knees in towards you. You can keep the head and shoulders down, gently sway from side to side. And then we're going to place the left foot onto the mat. I'm going to pull the right thigh in towards you. And we're going to just extend your right leg for a breath or two. And this is where your strap might come in handy. If you prefer to, you can strap the foot to hold the leg up. If not, we're just stretching just to see where our range is at the moment. Just to notice the tension perhaps or anything that's going on in the back of the thighs. And now what we're going to do is we're going to keep the foot flexed. With the flexed foot, we're going to bend and extend this right leg a few times. Nice and steady, don't have to go mental. And then you're going to extend that leg as you exhale. See if that leg wants to come in a little bit further. Breathe into the back of the leg, keeping the foot in flexion. 3, 2, and 1. Bending into that right knee, sole of the foot to the mat. Extend through your left leg, pressing the heel away. When you feel ready, start to move between bent and extended. Hopefully you can't hear my clicking knees. One more, once we've extended, just seeing if that leg wants to hug in, breathing into any tension. And then releasing. I want you to take the arms to the side. We're going to inhale and going to lift into your bridge now. As you lift, drawing in on those glutes, finding a nice height for the hips. Just pausing here for a couple of breaths. And then we're going to roll down nice and slowly, vertebrae at a time. Pull the knees in. This time you want to take the nose in towards the knees. Give yourself a big squish. Head and shoulders down, soles of the feet to the mat, finding your brick or your brick alternative. We are going to place this between your thighs. And now we're going to take our bridge just slightly differently. Now we've got something that we can't drop. So with the arms to the side, your block placed between your thighs or your knees. Ideally the thighs probably be a bit better than the knees. A bit more grip then on the internal rotation. Pressing into the mat, inhaling as you lift the hips. Now the reason I got you to feel it first without the block is because I want you to notice the difference in sensations. Roll back down. Inhale, lifting back up. Exhale, rolling back down. 3 more, and then we're going to hold on that third. So 1, rolling down with the exhale. 2. And as you roll up to this one, we're holding. Try to find a nice height in the hips like we did the first time. 3. 2. Oh, nearly lost mine. And 1. Exhaling, rolling the spine down, vertebrae at a time. Now we can move our brick out of the way. And you can potentially feel now how maybe that variation is a little bit more strengthening than the other variation. Pull the knees in, and we're going to rock ourselves up and straight on over to all four, please. Once you're on all fours, we're going to take that tabletop position. We're going to tuck the toes under, have your shoulders stacked over your wrists, and we're going to just allow the knees to hover above the mat. So it's going to activate a lot of the core muscles just by elevating the knees. So inhale and exhale. 2 more breaths. 1 and 2. As you exhale, popping those knees back down. And you potentially would start to feel that around their thighs and the hip flexors. Hip flexors is a muscle that we don't strengthen very often at all. When you're ready, don't worry, I'm going to help you with that. We're going to take your right leg back and extend the left arm. Take an inhalation. As you exhale, hug the elbow in and the knee in towards you. Inhale, stretching out. Exhale, hug in. 3 more. 1 2 and last one. Really extend, really hug in and drop it back to the mat. Left leg extends, right arm stretches out. Inhaling, exhaling in. When you're ready, coming back onto all fours. From all fours now, we're going to keep the knees down, but we're going to walk the hands out in front of us. We're going to shift the weight forward, so shoulders are over the wrists. And as you exhale, we're going to lower the chest to hover just above the mat. Take a breath. Slowly press back up to your all four position. Exhale, lower back down. And back up. 3 more. Take your time. Last one. When you come out of this one, you're going to press all the way back and drop the hips into your child's pose. Let your shoulders have a moment and take a few breaths here. And then from here, we're going to press into the hands, lifting the hips and coming into our downward dog. Now remember, child's pose is a resting pose and a pose that you can take at any time in your practice, anywhere in the world, ever. So when you're ready, back into into your first downward facing dog of the day. Have a little stretch out here. And then we're going to inhale and take our right leg up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, we're going to come forwards to plank and bring the right knee to your right elbow. And then we're going to inhale, slowly extend that right leg back. Exhale, knee to right elbow in plank. 3 more. So you might find your breath can sometimes get a little bit lost here. Do your best to control it where you can. As you exhale, step the right foot to the front, Inhale, coming into a high crescent lunge now. Really press up to the back of the left thigh. How far you go into the front hip is entirely up to you. And we're going to keep the arms up. As you exhale, we're going to lower the knee to hover above the mat. Inhale, come up. Exhale, back down. 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Rise up. Bring the hands to the mat. Maybe using your brick to bring the floor closer. We're going to rise the left leg up into our standing split now. We're going to switch the left glute on. As you exhale, tap the back of your right ankle with your left toes. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. And down. I'm going to go one more. But as you come down this time, your left foot will join to meet your right. Inhale, coming all the way up to your Tadasana. And exhale into your forward fold. Inhale, take your halfway lift. Exhale, back down, stepping or jumping into your plank pose. Drop into the knees. Exhale, lowering the chest. Inhale, press back up. Back down. And up. Once more. Keep the elbows nice and tight. And back up. Into child's pose. And then let the hips lift into your downward dog. Inhale, lifting your left leg. Exhale, left knee to left elbow as you come forward into your plank. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. Last one. As you stretch that leg back, step the left foot to the front, coming into your high lunge here. So I don't know about you, I'm definitely starting to feel a little warmer now. Reaching those arms up, find a nice strong position in our lunge, and then dropping the knee. It's hovering, it's not dropping altogether. Last one. I'm going to take my block with me. And then I'm going to press the hands into the front of the mat and allow that right leg to float up now. So you can definitely have the hands on the mat. You can have the hands on the ankles if you want to work more into your balance. And exhale, bringing the right toes to tap your left ankle. Inhale up. Really switch the glutes on to do this movement. When you're ready for that last one, right foot can meet your left foot. You might not necessarily need your props so much anymore. Inhale, coming all the way up. As you exhale, pull the hands to heart center. Take a moment and let your breath regulate. When you're ready, we're going to keep the left foot where it is. We're going to step the right foot to the back of the mat. Cartwheel the arms out into your warrior two now. You can go as wide as you like in your warrior two. Now the good thing about warriors, you can be quite dynamic with it. You can add things and flow. But for today's practice, we're going to pause. You're going to bring your drishti along your front middle finger. As we inhale. As you exhale, it's your cue whether you want to go any further or not. 3. Lift up the chest, lengthen the spine. 2. 1. Inhale, bring the arms above the head. Take the bend out of the left knee, turn the left toes in, then bring both heels in. Keeping the arms raised or palms together, bend the knees as we come and hold in our goddess. 5. Out sooner if we need. Keep the knees in the same direction as the toes. When you've reached your 5th breath, take the bend out to the left heel so that it's in line with the short edge of your mat. Right toes now facing the other end as the arms come out into our warrior. Now you're probably thinking, my arms, my arms. Me too. Breathe. Just remember, these poses are here to help us build strength and endurance. 2. 1 more breath. Inhale, bring the hands up, lengthen the right leg, turn the right heel, right toes in. Exhale, pull the hands down to the heart center. Pause for a moment and be aware of your shoulders, any heat that you can notice in the body. We're going to take 1 more breath, pausing. And then we're going to slowly heel toe your feet together and return back to the front of your mat. Once you're back at the front of the mat, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthening the spine. Exhale back in to our plank. From our plank, we're going to simply lift into our downward dog. We're going to take a breath. And then we're going to go forwards to our plank. And we're going to shift the gaze slightly ahead without the hips dipping. Take a breath. Downward dog. Forwards to your plank. Now you can choose. Either hold your plank here, or we're going to reach out with the right arm. 3, 2, it's horrible, I know. 1, right hand to the mat, pausing, either staying with both hands down or taking the left side out. 3, 2, 1, bring the left hand to the mat, inhale, lifting the hips back into your downward dog. Walking the hands to the feet so you end up in a fold at the back of your mat now. Inhale, rising all the way up to your Tadasana. Bending into the knees into your chair. Take a breath. As you exhale, send the hips back. Half chair. Lengthening the spine, think chest parallel to the ground. 4. Really press up through the thumbs. 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, pull the hands down to the heart center. Drop them to the side. Hope you've got a sweaty top lip too. And then now we're going to lift the heels. Pressing onto our tippy toes. And slowly lowering them, but don't drop them completely. They're going to stay floating. Inhale, lift into them. Exhale, back down. A few more. Oh, nearly went. Now as you drop the heels down, bend back into the knees, back into that chair. Back into our half chair. Holding, try not to hold the breath. Then hands to the mat. Walk the hands all the way forward to the front. Pop down onto the knees. Exhale, lower the chest. Press back up. Lower the chest. Press back up. Once more. As you press back up, cross the ankles. Drop yourself back. And then we're going to come into Navasana. So we're going to lift the legs. Either keep a hold of the back of the thighs or straighten the legs. Depends what mood or how much energy you've got today. Or you can have your arms not touching. You can have your legs straight with the arms not touching. Whichever variation you would like to give yourself today is fine. Keep this chest space nice and open. 3, 2. Now this is a little bit mean. We're going to go to half Navasana. She's even worse. If you're shaking, you're in the right spot. And then back in. Twice more. Lower down. Bring it back. Lower down. And bring it back. Drop to the feet. Just hunch yourself over for a moment. Shoulders relax. Take note of what your breath is doing. Maybe you can feel circulation. Maybe you can feel your heart beating. And then slowly start to make your way back down onto your mat. Once you're there, hugging the knees in towards the chest. Take a breath, maybe a sigh out. And then we're going to bring both arms and legs up in the air. Take a breath, exhale, the right leg, left arm down. Hover those limbs above the mat, breathe. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, left leg, right arm. Back up. Both arms only. Keep them there. Lower those legs. You're going to hold this. I have to laugh, otherwise I'm going to cry. For as long as you want, or as long as you can stand. When you can't stand it anymore, flop onto your mat and take a huge, well-deserved sigh or huff or puff. Release the breath in any way that you need. And then we're going to head this one straight into Shavasana. So feet back down to wider than hip distance. Arms to the side of the body. We're going to let go of the breath here, but before we do, inhale into your body. As you inhale, make a fist, curl up the toes, and continue to fill up the lungs as much as you can. When you can't feel them anymore, sigh and relax the entire body to the mat. You're going to then do that a second time. Inhaling as you scrunch up the face, make a fist, curl up the toes. Holding that breath for as long as you can before you're ready to release, let go and surrender. Take a breath in. Just let that breath go softly, slowly through slightly parted teeth and lips. And then you can start to move the body, the hands, the feet. Very slowly starting to pull the knees in and transition to your right hand side. And taking that moment of gratitude for yourself and for your practice. What else are you grateful for today? Then whenever you are ready, slowly, gradually, pressing your way back to your seated position. Once you are seated, inhale to find that length in the spine. Close the palms together and bow into close. Thank you guys for sharing another practice with me. I'm very grateful and I will see you soon.